Alright guys, welcome back to my review of this week's TNA Impact Wrestling for July 26, 2012. Pretty good show tonight. I don't think I liked it as much as I liked last week's show, but I thought they still got a lot of stuff done. They're doing this weird thing where we're supposed to believe, or at least be suspicious of James Storm being involved with the Aces and Eights. I'm not really sure where they're going to go with that, but that's what they were building up hard tonight, was that somehow James Storm is connected to these attacks. And I'll get into that a little bit more later. Another interesting thing going on with TNA right now is that Velvet Sky has now asked for her release from TNA. So she basically quit. And, you know, Angelina Love was, I guess, fired. I don't know exactly what happened with her. Maybe she quit too, but I have heard that some of the Knockouts are unhappy with the whole Brooke Hogan situation, and that could just be a rumor. But I think losing Velvet Sky, who is a big part of the Knockouts division, is definitely telling. And I think maybe they're not... And she was getting sort of a push. I mean, maybe not the biggest push in the world, but she was on that music video or whatever. And, I mean, she didn't want to stick around. So I'm not really sure what they're going to do with the Knockouts, but they do need something. They need something new for the Knockouts division. But it is weird because Velvet Sky's been there a very long time, and for her to leave, it's kind of strange, you have to admit. So the show opens up with Sting coming out. He says that Hulk Hogan is laid up. He's got screws and pipes and all types of crap coming out of him, and it's all because of the damn Aces and Eights. So Dixie put him in charge as the new general manager while Hogan's out. And the first thing he's going to do is call out the Aces and Eights. So he calls them out, and instead Austin Aries comes out. Aries says that he will attack the Aces and Eights if they show up tonight. Kurt Angle comes out, says he wants to fight them too. Bobby Roode comes out, says he knows who is behind these attacks. His mic actually goes out here, and he has to use angles. But Roode says that James Storm is the man behind all of this. It's all Storm, and it's because he's jealous. And nobody knows Storm like Bobby Roode. He says that Storm is a piece of crap, and then Storm runs out. They start fighting a little bit. I thought it was a good opening segment, and they are definitely trying to build this core group of Aries, Angle, Sting as kind of a, I guess, Team TNA to fight back against the Aces and Eights, and I thought that was good. Backstage, or actually this was some type of video where it was Tara, Kid Cash, Kurt Angle hyping up Chavo Guerrero, who's debuting tonight. Backstage, Bobby Roode is freaking out over it being Storm behind the attacks. He's saying it's Storm and nobody believes him. But he's acting like he really does believe this. And there's a lot that could happen here with the whole Swerve situation where maybe Roode, because he's been such a bad guy all these months, and he's just been such a heel, that no one's going to believe him when he tells the truth, and he could be telling the truth here, or it could just be Roode making Storm look like he's in charge, when really it's Roode the entire time behind these attacks, and he just took a bullet and told the Aces and Eights to attack him last week. Oh my god, this sounds insane. I can't believe I'm going so deep into this like a big freaking conspiracy theory or something, but whatever. You get what I'm saying. Like, it could be Roode, and Roode had them attack him to make it look like it's not him. I don't know, but... So we get Gail Kim and Madison Rayne versus Tara and Mickie James. This was actually a pretty good match. Of course, Earl Hebner is the ref, and Madison flirts with him. I was starting to wonder if they were going to do anything more with this angle, or if it was just dead, but they did use it here tonight. Mickie actually rolls up Madison, but both their shoulders are to the mat. However, Mickie does get an arm up, but Hebner gives the win to Madison. Maybe he didn't see it. He wasn't acting like a heel. He wasn't acting like he was in cahoots with Madison. So, I think this is just something for the future to cause Mickie James to eventually snap and turn heel. I hope, anyway. I mean, they've been teasing this off and on for months now. Just do it already. So, Sting tells Austin Aries to talk to the X Division guys and see which one's going to fight Zima tonight. You got to make the cuts because Sting has the Aces and Eights on his mind. And he just can't deal with this X Division crap right now. So he's going to have Aries go in there and make the cuts. We get a Sam Shaw video. Hernandez, Gunner, and Bully Ray are talking about Chavo. Sam Shaw gets his gut check match because, as we know, last week the Aces and Eights attacked him, which was awesome. And so this week he gets his gut check match, which is against Douglas Williams. These fans have 87% signs, and Al Snow goes over. Joey Ryan pops up, tries to hit him, and they chase him out of the building. Douglas Williams has the Chaos Theory for the win. Aries is talking to Dakota, Sanjay, Rashad, and Kenny King. He tells Zima to leave, and he cuts Outhouse Brown. So Chavo comes out. He makes his debut to TNA, and he says that the Guerrero family has conquered every company they've been to except TNA. And he sees a lot of hunger in the TNA locker room. He's here to beat the best. And then Kid Cash and Gunner come out. Cash puts him down, asks where his family is, puts down Chavo's father, and they beat him up until Hernandez comes out to make the save, and Chavo, Hernandez work together and kick Gunner and Kid Cash out of the ring. I thought this was alright. I mean, Tara was saying in her video earlier that Chavo is going to change the face of TNA. I don't see that happening. I think Chavo is a great addition. I just watched the last WCW pay-per-view to do a review on it, WCW Greed, and Chavo and Shane Helms had the best match on that show. And it was cool to see that again. And I think Chavo is a great worker. I don't know if he's going to change TNA. No, I don't think that's going to happen at all, but I think he's going to do fine. And he's a good worker, so it's going to be a good addition to the roster. As long as they have something for him to do. They got to put him in a storyline, a feud, something. Chavo and Hernandez versus Kid Cash and Gunner. I mean, I'm not really excited about that. I don't know if anybody is, but personally, I don't really care all that much. But I thought it was an okay segment. Kurt Angle is talking to Storm backstage about a possible connection with him and the Aces and Eights. Storm says he has no connection to them, and he has Kurt Angle's back. However, as Angle walks away, Storm looks down like he's in deep thought about everything. He's like... So they're definitely... I mean, they're continuing to build this up. Pritchard, Taz, and Al Snow are talking backstage. Snow is pissed at Joey Ryan because he made him miss Sam Shaw's match, so he didn't even get to watch the gut check match. He has no idea what even happened. He has no opinion on Sam Shaw because he couldn't watch the match. And he's very angry at Joey Ryan. I know a lot of people thought maybe it would be like Joey Ryan and Taz. Did you see Taz? Did you see Taz backstage? Do you see that man working a match? I mean, honestly, no. I said from the very beginning that if they try and do something with Joey Ryan, it's going to be him versus Al Snow. I mean, you can look at Taz and see that it's not going to be Taz, man. I mean, come on. There's a reason he hasn't wrestled in a very long time. So we get AJ Styles versus James Storm in a Bound for Glory series match. Claire is watching from the crowd, and she looks evil as hell now. Like, they gave her a total heel makeover because she looked sinister. And I'm also wondering, I don't know why I'm asking myself these questions, but where is Dixie? And doesn't she care about this? Doesn't she have an opinion on this whole Claire saying AJ and having the pictures of her in the hotel with AJ? Doesn't Dixie need to say something just because she's part of the storyline? It's like they just wrote her out and we're supposed to forget it. So I don't know. That popped into my head here. However, this was a good match. I really like this. Storm hits the Eye of the Storm, but AJ kicks out. A lot of near falls here, a DDT on the apron. Of course, the Aces and Eights interrupt the match by attacking AJ. They attack the officials afterwards. They attack everyone but James Storm. So backstage, Storm is pissed. He snaps at the cameraman after being asked why they didn't attack him. Then we get Sam Shaw's gut check decision. Al Snow says since he didn't see the match, he's going to say no. Well, that's fair. I mean, really? Pritchard says yes. Shaw cuts his promo, blows some smoke up Taz's ass. Taz says yes. So Sam Shaw gets a contract Who knows when we're ever going to see this guy again, though. I mean, it's good. I thought out of all the guys they brought in for gut check, I thought Sam Shaw did a pretty good job. Of course, I also said the same thing about Joey Ryan. Apparently, they're trying to turn that into an angle, though. But I thought Sam Shaw did a good job. I guess his gimmick is he's supposed to be like an, what do you call it, like an extreme athlete or something, like motocross and BMX and that. I think that's supposed to be his gimmick, but I thought he did a good job, and he's one of the better choices. So I'm glad he got a contract, but who knows when we're going to see this guy. I mean, they keep bringing back Rashad, Black G's, Kenny King, Sanjay, Dakota, all these guys who were supposed to be cut like weeks ago, they keep bringing back, and now they're trying to add even more people. I don't know. I mean, they already have guys they don't really use all that much. I mean, the Pope's got, 7 points in the Bound for Glory series? Robbie E., he's in there, so I don't really know, but let's see where I'm at here. Okay, so Austin Aries asks Sanjay, Kenny, and Dakota why they need a shot. This was a pretty funny segment. I like this. He says something about Sanjay is a Himalayan American, Kenny King is an African American, and Dakota is a Russian American. And he says, well, my father was a sympathizer. So I was like, okay, that's really good. That was funny. However, he ends up cutting Dakota. Zema Ion comes out. Aries says that the doctors aren't sure about Sanjay's shoulder. So he's going to go with Kenny King. We get Zema versus Kenny King in another good match. Zema actually gets a little busted open in the mouth. I don't know if he got kicked in a tooth that he lost or he just got busted in the lip. But it was a good match. However, Bobby Roode comes down and attacks Kenny King for absolutely no reason. He throws him into the post, throws him back in the ring. Zema hits the moonsault for the win. Afterwards, Austin Aries comes out, starts fighting with Bobby Roode. And that was it. They announced that next week it's going to be Aries and Kenny versus Roode and Zema. Why? I have no clue. I know they're trying to build up to Bobby Roode versus Austin Aries, probably at Hardcore Justice. I really thought they'd do Team TNA versus Aces and Eights, but maybe we're going to get the payoff to that before the pay-per-view. I'm not really sure, but that's the only reason I could think of they would put them in a tag match against each other, is they eventually do want to do Aries and Roode at Hardcore Justice and possibly save the Aces and Eights angle for a future show. Then we get Bully Ray backstage. He says he's not thinking about Aces and Eights. He's thinking about Angle. And even though he respects him, he will beat him tonight for 7 points. Samoa Joe is still in first place in the Bound for Glory series, which is awesome. And we get the main event, Bully Ray versus Kurt Angle. BFG Series match. Angle wins after hitting another Angle Slam. Of course, he gets the 7 points, but of course the Aces and Eights come out. And they attack Angle. Sting, AJ, Aries all run out to fight them. And the Aces and Eights are actually kicking their asses until James Storm comes out. And Storm comes out, and the Aces and Eights leave. As soon as he runs down to the ring, they just jump. They actually put their hands in the air and walk away. And they announce that next week it's going to be James Storm versus Kurt Angle in a Bound for Glory match. And that was it. That was this week's Impact. So I thought it was good, and I pretty much said everything I can about what I think about the Aces and Eights, Storm possibly being involved. I think I said all that with maybe it's Roode, maybe it's Storm. But I do like where this is headed. I'm still enjoying the Aces and Eights angle. I like this. I think it has a lot of potential. And I do look forward to what they're going to do with it. The Storm stuff kind of threw me off, though. I did not expect anything like that, at least not this soon. But I'm willing to give it a shot. I'm willing to see where they go with this. And overall, I thought we had some good matches on the show tonight. And I did enjoy the show. I thought this was a pretty good episode this week. Last week's was probably better, but I still did like this week's episode of Impact. So, that's it really. That's my review of this week's show. Hope you guys liked the video. Leave your thoughts on Impact this week in the comments below, and thanks for watching. Bye.